Hey everyone, welcome back. BlueRiser here. So, new episode of AppCast. This is Tap Souls made by Tailsoft Studio. I don't think there's a lot to talk about. This is E for everyone, even though it's a Dark Souls ripoff game. E for everyone, whatever. So it has about 500,000 downloads, 3.9 rating, roleplay. We don't have to read any of this. Okay, so this is Tap Souls. This is your home hub thing, whatever. I know I went a little spiel there, because in all honesty, the gameplay isn't going to be very long. This probably will be a short gameplay part of AppCast. In fact, my little rant or spiel back there is probably going to be longer than this. So we go over here. There's not a lot to talk about. Now, one thing I don't like, it's a nitpick. I know it's a nitpick. It's a small one too. So it's just that when you press the back button, if you have a phone that has back buttons on it, you can't close the game. Now, I understand this prevents people from like accidentally touching it and then backing out of the game or something like that. But normally there are prompts to stop people from doing that. Now you have to exit the game through this exit thing here. It's a small nitpick. I don't really think it's a big deal. Just a small one. Okay, so let's do some gameplay first, and then I'll talk about everything that's kind of wrong with this tapping game. As tapping games go, they're all very simple. There's nothing really to cry home about. Let's do the stone road. Let's go ahead and do this. So it loads up. You just tap, 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 tap. Right, enemies are gone. If you tap a little faster, he does some extra attacks. Next round, every round is 10 matches against enemies. All you do is just do this, tap, 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 tap. Occasionally, maybe you'll need to heal, but if you've been doing this enough, then you don't have to. For the most part, you just keep going and going and going. And that's all there is to it. Let's keep going. See, just tap. We got some souls. Yay, souls. Now, the problem is, you see how I'm doing this? This is all I have to do. I've never really had to use my magic. I've never really had to use anything else. And that's why I don't have any other ones, because they were unnecessary. I didn't need them. Let's keep going. Like, as long as you just... I understand doing a grind, but the problem is, when the grind is so pointless, why even bother? Why even bother making anything better? Because that's what the guy said in the earlier review. It's like, all you have to do is put points into strength, and then you're done. That's all you have to. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. Nothing else really. Get out of the way. Come on, guys. Really, you're scrubs. And then let's burn him, right? Bam. And then he's dead. Then we get some ash. Yay. Ash is like souls, but it doesn't matter. You have this one guy who just says the same thing over and over again. He's not interesting whatsoever. You can't really interact with anything else on the screen. It's pretty boring. You got your blacksmith, who sells nothing new. And this game has been out for, what, 2 months now? And there's still nothing here? You have weapons, but it's pointless. None of these weapons really matter that much. All of them still have a DPS of 2. It's just different attribute traits, but in the end, as long as you just level up strong enough, these weapons are all the same. They all might as well just be a jagged broken sword. Then you got rings which are not crazy expensive, but it's like, in all honesty, all you have to do is just buy 2 of them. Maybe health or maybe attack, whatever. Like, look at this. It feels like there should be more here, but there isn't. And it's so obvious this game is just a cash grab. Not even a cash grab, because their monetization isn't even on. So it's just attention for people who like Dark Souls. Oh, it's a Dark Souls mobile game? I'll go get that. A Dark Souls mobile game. And it ends up being nothing like it. We've got different allies here, but in the end, you don't need these healing guys. They're freaking pointless. You don't need her at all. So why even go through all the work just to get her? In the end, the Heavy Knight, hell, even the Wild Wolf could do enough damage to help you throughout most of this. Then here you go have some items. Again, it just doesn't really, like, stop bleeding. By the time you kill an enemy, they'll most likely be dead, and the bleeding will stop. And same with poison. And the way you level up is you have to add the souls to whatever, right? If you play Dark Souls, you know this stuff increases every time you level up. So if it's like 100 the first one, then it's 107 the next one, then 113 for the next one, that kind of thing. Next we have spells, which I haven't really bought any, but let's go ahead and just put that there, I guess. We'll use some, I guess. And that's it. That's all this game is. And why did I freaking... There we go. The monetization isn't here. It says it's coming soon, yet the game has still been out for 2+ months, and it's not here. Really? Most games have this day one, a monetization feature. You've also got quests, which is just so pointless to me. Like, all it has going for it is the Dark Souls aesthetic, but even then, that's kind of reaching, as it's just medieval, like dark medieval themed. That's all it is. So let's go in, let's do this again, I guess. Yay, we're attacking, right? Let's go magic weapon. So now our purple streak is there. The weapon isn't even like glowing or anything. It doesn't really last that long. That's it. That's all there is to it. You know, there's a saying, right? If something is really bad, you know, it provokes some sort of emotion. People can feel something for it. But this game is nothing. It's just nothing. Nothing at all. It's not good. It's not particularly bad. It's just nothing. It's boring. And I think that's the worst thing you can be as a game. Boring. It's just a boring tapping game. And, you know, I guess most people could say most tapping games are boring. If they're boring to you, then they're boring to you. There's nothing that's going to really change your mind on that. But there are others that have done this better. The previous game before this one, A Girl Adrift. An amazing tapping game. Amazing, because it has so many elements that are cool. Like movement, crafting, building your house, all that kind of stuff. You don't have to keep tapping. Let's do this, blah, blah, blah. And there, we're done. Okay, so that's it for this. You know what? I'm done here. Really, don't download this game. Don't download it. Go download A Girl Adrift. I'm not sure if it's bigger in space, but it's not a big game. So with that done, I'm actually just going to uninstall it right here, right now, live on camera. Uninstall this game because I don't need it anymore. It's just taking up it's a waste of space, to be honest. So we're gonna get rid of it. It's uninstalling. Great. There, and it's done. It's uninstalled. I'm not coming back to this game ever again. If you like Dark Souls, go buy Dark Souls. Dark Souls shouldn't be expensive anymore. It really shouldn't. And even if you haven't played a Dark Souls game, go buy Dark Souls 1. It's still a good game. It really is. I'm looking at this tagline. In the demolished world where a hero was born from the debris to fight the Dark Lords. What are you talking about? There's no epic story like that. Boring tapping game. And you know what? We're done here. Peace out. This is screenshots. Whatever. Boring. But I really want to talk about something. When you have a rating system, there's always a flaw to it. There's some sort of flaw. Okay, so the average person either likes something or they dislike something. And that's a very obvious. It's an obvious statement. But when you come here and you have the rating between good or bad, normally you see people go all good or it's just bad. So that's why you have always a exaggerated number of really good praise or an exaggerated number of really bad praise. And most people don't think of that in between. This one has a good amount of in betweens. There's some of these reviews where a full 5 star. 5 star, it means great, perfect, you know, that kind of thing. You know, it's not perfect without flaws, but they're saying it's so good that you wouldn't have to think twice about it. Like, there's small flaws. Overall, it's a great product. Or the service was great. And I'll tell you right now, I don't like this game. I'm a big Dark Souls fan. I've been playing Dark Souls, not even Dark Souls, I've been playing Demon Souls. When Demon Souls first came out, I was a huge fan of that game. And I kept supporting the franchise. Dark Souls 2 sucks. I went on and supported the franchise. I love the Souls game. I love From Software games. I've been playing their games for years. Not even just the Souls, but all their other franchises. Armored Core. You know, stuff like that. I can't even, like, this first one right here. I'm not calling this person out. I'm not trying to, like, send hate their way. It's a lot like Dark Souls in every aspect except the gameplay. Then it's not like Dark Souls. That's the problem. Dark Souls makes itself through its gameplay, not just its theme and thematic look. This game doesn't really look like Dark Souls outside of the main character and a few other characters looking like Dark Souls characters. Other than that, it's just a dark medieval game. Like, you don't need to invest a lot of time into it. It gives you the same gratification. It doesn't. If it doesn't have the gameplay of Dark Souls, then it doesn't have that same amount of gratification. This is just a tapping game. You just tap, 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 tap. Imagine if you just had to press one button when you play Dark Souls, right? That's not how it works. When I look at reviews like this, and this is where I was coming to, where reviews just seem to be weird, as this is a full 5 stars, except it's like Dark Souls, except only gameplay. No, not the gameplay. It's not the same gratification. It's like this review isn't very fleshed out. I do wish after you finish the area, the blacksmith would have more stuff to sell you. That's a con, and it definitely is a huge con, especially for this game. I would try harder in that case, but nonetheless, great game. The graphics are on point. This is a Unity game, Unity, and this one's 4 stars based on the fact I love the game, but needs more. I really think it should be 3 stars. I beat in the Forgotten Castle. Still, no upgrades available, no new weapons, no new allies, no new spells, no new quests. That's a big thing. There's no new content after that. There's nothing new. My suggestion, add more of the previously suggested and an achievement system. More areas would be nice. The bestiary, just something to make it feel like it's not just a tap game for the sake of getting to the next area to tap. Like, don't you see? Other than that, tapping games can be fine, but a lot of them have other aspects to them that make them better, that enhance and enrich them. But when we look at this one, it's nothing but a tapping game. You could just sit here and tap on your phone. You could just do this all day and it's the same game. Nothing is different. He enjoyed the game, but the ads are extremely annoying and there's no way to pay to disable them. Yet it's a little tedious. For me, the blacksmith item didn't work. Look at this. I'm level 150. I don't want to lose my how is this a 5-star rating? And this is more on the ratings and how people rate stuff nowadays. Another 4-star, but I think they should probably lower it. It's like you can scroll through this. I believe this game is needs hell of more things to do and use. Better weapons, armor, spells, items, more rings, a better way to improve your allies. It would be neat if you could play without being connected to the net. Other than that, it's pretty fun to play. Like, this one looks pretty good, but even then, it just seems like there's no reason to put any points into anything besides strength. I beat everything except hardcore in 2 hours using 107 strength, never taking damage. 1 set of armor, no loot, no reasons to spec differently as ice. I guess he was trying to. I've tried a bunch and put nothing wins like pure strength, so pretty much a waste. And I look back because I thought this game like came out like in a month, but no, this game spans at least 2 months, and there's so little content in it for 2 freaking months. 2 months of nothing. If they added the store and that's it, and a few magic and that's it, there's nothing to this game, and that's the problem. Let's just jump into it because whatever.